Alright guys, so the first week of NaNoWriMo is finished. It has gone by so fast. And man, I think I went into this thing a little too cocky. But before we get into the video guys, be sure to like and subscribe and comment below how your journey's been going. Leave down your username or add me as a buddy on NaNoWriMo. My username is DSMcClung, DSMCCLUNG. Get connected with me there, keep each other accountable and encourage each other on throughout the month. But it was the first week, man. It was a lot harder than I thought. Actually, right now, I'm around 3,000 words behind. But I've gotten through some really cool things. So this week, I started out pretty strong. I'm gonna pull up graphs and show you how I've been doing. I actually was staying a bit ahead of the curve until it came till near the end of the week where I was starting to get tired and I had some things going on and life was getting busy and it was harder to write. And then I was so ahead, yeah, I got like really ahead, and then I did some outlining and stuff like that this weekend for the next coming up part, which I'll get to that in a minute. So I counted my plotting and outlining towards my writing for that day, even though I really didn't get into the story, but it's to help outline my next few parts. So what I got to say is the most rewarding thing is that I just kept going, and it ended up getting to a part in the book where I did not expect it to happen. I didn't really plan for it. The way I sort of have my outline is more beats and sort of a little bit of the events, but it's like I know we're gonna go into the arena near the end of part 2. That's the part that I'm in right now. So I have part 1 finished. Part 3 has a lot of it written, around 15,000 words in it, but I need to like add more to sort of finish it up. But part 2 has this big climax scene of him in the gladiator ring for the first time, and he's like fighting for his life and stuff like that, and some really cool things happen that I really didn't expect going into the writing process. But the fact that it was like that day, I wasn't feeling it, I just went in, I just started writing, and it happened. I was like, this is so cool, this is really exciting. Now my story is gonna go sort of in this direction, and that's what caused me to go back and start outlining again part 3 and part 4, and then part 5 is really small. It's just gonna be like a few scenes. It's sort of gonna be like, I forget whether the kabuki plays, oh, I'm probably like butchering that, but their part 5s are like super short. They're Japanese plays, traditional storytelling, but their part 5s are really short. It's basically gonna be like 1 or 2 scenes, the most like, yeah, the pinnacle scenes of the film after the darkest days sort of part. So anyway, yeah, it was super exciting. That's one of the things that I was just blown away by the fact that I just kept going and I kept writing. I ended up doing this scene that is like probably my second favorite scene of the book so far, and I really did not expect it to go that way. So I'm super excited by the way it's going. Right now I have about 10,000 words. I also have my buddy in there. I got somebody from the YouTube channel. I've been following along with what he's been doing. He's been killing it, really liking his stuff, and man, it's just so awesome. It's an awesome journey. I've been loving it so far. My encouragement is just going to be like, keep going guys. I love this. I love writing. I love getting connected with you guys. So just keep going, even when it's like this is going to be crap. Hey, like once you finish the book, you can go back and revise, and you can go and get beta reads and stuff like that. So that's going to sort of be my encouragement to you guys. Another thing that's sort of gone on is during my revision process and stuff like that, I've actually gotten to a point where I don't think I'm going to have to revise as much in December, because that was sort of my plan. When I finish this in November, I plan on getting revisions December and then send it off to beta readers in January. I think where it's going right now, I won't need too many revisions, but there's definitely some setup and foreshadowing that I need to go back and I need to implement at the beginning of the story. And then there's also some characters that I need to make sure they're consistent, because sometimes I legit just forget some character's name, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put this character's name instead for this certain part, and it's to play off certain personalities of that person, and I just need to go back and make sure that's consistent. But I've learned so much, and that, like, one of the things I learned is, okay, I need to have a character sheet always open, easy accessible to me, to be like, okay, the person acts this way, they do that, and then so I implement their personality and all that way. So that, and then having just a better outline. I always talked about this. I keep upping my outlines because I discover new things as I'm writing, and I want to find a good balance between my outlining and my pantsing. So I'm between a architect and a gardener, and that definitely is not helpful towards my writing. So I need to figure out a new method in my next book of how I'm going to execute that a little bit better. So yeah, at this point, part 1 is done. And then after today, I'm going to write about 3,000 words so I can get caught up. And part 2 will be done. And then part 3 is basically almost done. I need to write about 5 chapters in it. So this week I'm going to write those chapters. and then I'm going to revise that certain part because there's a lot of stuff I need to revise in it. So it might take me, you know, maybe a week or and a half. But I'm super happy. The book has now hit 50,000 words. So that's not my goal for November is 50,000 words, but my book itself has hit 50,000, which is huge. I've never written something that big before. I am so ecstatic. I'm so happy about this. It's a huge milestone, and it helps me be like, okay, everything for here on is going to be closer to my goal. The way that I view things, sometimes it's really like weird, and I don't know if anybody does it this way, but after I hit my halfway point, I know like the rest of it seems a lot easier. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just like waiting for that halfway point, and then I'm mainly thinking about like with my workouts and stuff like that, like when I cycle for my cardio, and when I hit like the 30-minute mark, I'm like, okay, anything after this is gonna be really easy to count down, and it'll get done a lot faster, basically. It's gonna be a lot easier because I've already done half the work. Like it's looking at it in retrospect and being like, oh, I'm halfway done. I could do another half of this. Like I could do that again. So I know I can do it again. I know I can smash this goal for November. Right now, life is just getting pretty crazy for me. I have a lot of work coming up, and I just need to make sure I get it all done this week. Mainly the first half of this week is gonna be super busy, and I need to make sure I get my personal life stuff done and out of the way before I move on to like making sure I start exceeding in my writing and my YouTube channel. We're less than 2 weeks out from Wheel of Time TV show, so I'm gonna be sure to put out a video for that. I'm hoping that'll come out Friday to sort of prep for the TV show. And yeah, I'm just super excited about everything in life right now. The writing's going really good. I've built a new habit, and I think this will help people. So I put a timer on my social media because that was consuming my life. All of my social media is put on one timer for 1 hour. And what I'm doing instead is when that hour is done, but I still want to be on my phone, and maybe when I should be productive, but I want to be on my phone, I have the Kindle app, and I'm reading Ender's Game right now. And it is really, really good. I'm really liking it right now. But if it's an excuse to be on my phone, but I'm also reading, and I'm also getting, ultimately in everything that I'm trying to do with my life right now is helping me towards my goal in life, which is to be a writer and all that sort of stuff. So you need to do a lot of reading with that. So instead of being social media and wasting my life for 5 to 6 hours of my day, I'm only wasting an hour of the day of my life. And then whenever else I'm on my phone, I'm on my Kindle app, and I'm just like reading. And I'm already like halfway through the book, and I've only been on this for like 3 days. Maybe that's like rookie numbers for some people, but it's really cool to see on the Kindle app that like I'm like 50% done, and like when I go through a chapter, it's like this chapter is only going to be like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and it's like, oh, I can get that done, and I start going through it, and then I get drawn into the story, and I keep wanting reading more. So I don't know, I would go and encourage writers and readers and people who want to make a career out of being an author to maybe pick up that method. I know a lot of people who get sucked in by social media. I am one of those people. My job is to do social media like that. That's where I make my living. So I'm trying to like keep those separate and then focus on my main goals of being a writer. And that's about being a good reader as well. So that's been super helpful. Set a timer on your phone, download the Kindle app. If you want to be on your phone, just read a chapter. That's 30 minutes of you reading instead of 30 minutes of you being on some random social media. But yeah, guys, that's basically it that I have today. I'm sitting around 50,000 words for my project. I'm about 10,000 words for this month. I need to be at 13,000. And then next week, I'll give you guys an update. Hopefully, I'll be done with part 3. And I'll be moving on to part 4 and part 5, and those are the parts that I have written no words in yet. So those are gonna be a little bit of a struggle, but I have an outline for them. I'm really excited. I'm ready for this journey. I wanna hear how you guys are coming over there. How is your writing process going? I would love to hear from you guys. Be sure to add me on NaNoWriMo's website. My username is dsmcclung, and I would love to see you guys there. Thanks so much for your support. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.